I know what we like to say, 14 is a lot of points, but they're also 7-2 against the spread during their 9-game winning streak. Can they make it 8-2 ATS in their last 10?
Yeah, 14, it's a lot of points, especially the
A
last
lot.
game of the season where if they get out to a big lead, they may just kind of lay off the pedal and just try to rest some guys once this game is comfortable and just try to coast into the playoffs. We know that they're still trying to vie for that number one slot as well. But they're not going to have too much to go up against when you're facing the Arizona Cardinals. I think it was Schefter that announced today that David Blau was going to be the starting quarterback for the Cardinals. Nuke Hopkins is going to be out this game. So, I mean, you still have Marquise and some of these other guys, but not going to have like the full weaponry that it would take to try to compete against that 49ers defense. And I think more importantly, after you see the Niners play a really close game against a talented Las Vegas Raiders team where a lot of people anticipate them just kind of handling the Raiders and they end up having to fight and claw to the very end to come away with that end, I would expect a different type of energy, a different type of motivation coming out at least to start this game against the Cardinals. And especially because it's a division rivalry as well. Like I expect the 49ers to start off fast in this one and then get up to a big
Mm-hmm.
league and then just kind of coast. But because of that narrative, I wouldn't want to touch the spread at minus 14. And honestly, the 49ers could get hot. They have some big plays on offense and defense and easily get over that number, that 40 and a half number. So I don't know if this is a game that I would want to touch just because I can see off seeing and what they may see on the scoreboard midway through this game or something like that that may change some of the motivations in this game.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I mean, 14 points, Jared, is a lot of points to be laying, especially because, like Tank said, if you get a lead or if you see that, hey, the Eagles have a solid lead right now over the Giants, like maybe they kind of pull back a little bit. How do you see this one playing out?
Yeah, NFL smartly scheduled these two games at the same time. You know, there is some fluctuation with the timing of certain games this week, and especially the Ravens-Bengals game being before the
Mm-hmm.
Chargers play, which means the Chargers might know before they play whether or not they're going to get the top wildcard spot. So again, the timing, the sequencing, all of that matters in the handicaps this week. It's not just as simple as, oh, this team needs to win, let's bet them. There are a lot of nuances to this. I have very little nice things to say about Arizona. I thought David Blau played okay on Sunday in
Mm-hmm.
Atlanta, well enough to win. He will face a much different animal in a Niners defense that's probably pretty pissed
Mm-hmm.
off that they were in Vegas on Sunday and gave up almost a 40 burger to Jarrett Stidham. So I think it's a bad spot for Arizona, especially if Nuke's out and David's just kind of sitting back there behind a bad offensive line with very little help around him. So I would probably not bet this game from a side or total perspective. I will give you a little nugget to chew on. I know we're going to talk about some contract incentives a little bit later, but this game, one stood out to me here. If Deebo Samuel returns this week, and I don't know if he will, maybe he will, maybe he won't, but he is about 150 rushing yards away from a massive, massive $650,000 bonus. I don't think he can get there, but I wouldn't put it past him, and I wouldn't put it past the Niners to give him a little bit of runway because we haven't seen him in about a month, and I think they're going to need him in the playoffs if they want to do some things. So if he does come back this week, and if he's healthy, I would bet on him, especially with Christian McCaffrey sitting out on Wednesday with an injury
Mm-hmm.
of practice. I wouldn't be shocked if Deebo got some reps in the running game this week. I don't know if he's going to hit his prop number. I don't even know what his prop number is, but just throwing that out there in the universe for you guys to chew on as we get closer to these games.